Hello. Doesn't look like much has changed, does it? Trust me, has definitely changed. The monitor is now mounted wonderfully to the wall. Height is perfect now. Camera bracket with the reverse mount on it that I fabricated, sorted. I've got a low profile hinge and tilt bracket, Z bracket coming this afternoon. Oh no, tomorrow. Tomorrow for the Z bracket. That will let me bring the height of the camera down a little bit and just give it like the horizontal tilt that I need rather than having it on a ball head. So that'll actually bring it close to the top of the monitor and just give a little bit better framing for me on that cam, which is absolutely fantastic. I should have done that a while back, but I didn't. It's all these little bits and pieces that just add up in terms of cost. The other thing that I needed to buy, which I didn't consider, and this is something that I've wanted to do again for a little while, and it was an £8 spend, but I didn't do it. I was looking at buying a different wireless mic and stuff, but genuinely do not need to do that. So I've got an XLR combo to 3.5mm TRS converter coming. That'll plug into the secondary channel on the Rodecaster. That'll allow me then to use either my DJI Mic 2s or my my Rode, what they're called. I've got a Rode. I don't know what I've got. Is it a Go something or other? So I think it's the original Go. Yeah, the original Go wireless mic. So then, with either that or, as I say, the one that I prefer, which is the DJI Mic 2. You often see me wearing it around my neck. That'll let me wander around this room, cut to any of the individual cameras. I've built a small software interface that I can run off of my phone. Basically just passes MIDI commands over HTTP to the Stream 1. Then I've got further MIDI commands that I can activate again from that will let me change all of the input channels on the Rodecaster. So that gives me some real flexibility there. So basically, I haven't got on at I haven't got it on at the moment. Sorry, I'm talking too fast again. From my Apple Watch, I can cut to any of the cameras that I've got set up, pushed through the Stream 1, and that will dynamically, if I've got mics scattered around the room, will do AFV if I want to do that. So I could technically have different microphones plugged into each of those HDMI channels, and it will do AFV to follow me as I cut around the room. Or, as I've just said, once I've got that XLR combo to TRS converter, I'll be able to just have a wireless mic, cut between scenes. I could even time cuts between cameras, and that just kind of gives me a little bit more versatility and flexibility in this room. What I've learned from doing all of this is some stuff isn't as scary as I thought it was going to be originally. As with anything, the prohibitive factor is often cost. And I've worked through that now after building up this stuff over the past couple of years. And then I caused myself problems by skimping on some of the detailed elements, like the wall bracket for the monitor, and half-arsing that. It caused issues in terms of the camera placement, the cable. My monitor was actually too big for the depth of my desk. Doing what I've done's allowing me to get better picture quality because I can get a little bit further away from the camera. That's allowing me to get better depth of field with the lenses that I've got. Spending time, it was like an afternoon to rebuild my other cabinet behind me and the desk. Get everything done there. The only thing I've got left to do now is get the wall art up, and that will be really it for a while, I think. The wall art's an interesting one. A bit of contention with my wife. This is my room, so I work in here, so it doesn't really matter, but I do appreciate her input. She's not a fan of it, so I've got some 3D wall panels. The idea behind that is that obviously casting light in different ways allows me to have different set dressings realistically. So just how I can cast those shadows does give me a little bit more versatility and flexibility. Also, it's agnostic enough that it looks interesting when I want to look around the room and have a break, you know, that visual stimulus. But it's not something that's going to distract me, which again is, for me, important. I very much like the minimalist aesthetic in front of me as I'm working. So having something where I can look at it and just like fall into it almost as I'm working through a problem, trying to figure something out. I really appreciate that. So perhaps she's not coming at it from that perspective. Some other concerns are valid, although I clean in this room as well, so there's nothing to do there. But she raised valid concerns about, well, it's going to be a dust catcher if you've got these geometric shapes on the walls, but it's a simple dust down. I mean, I do dust in here like 4 times a week, 5 times a week, depending on how often I work from home. So I do clean it every morning before I start. So it's not too much of an issue for me, to be honest. So if that's the only negative, fine, we'll go with that. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with this. The display cabinets are going to be next on my list of things to do. It's not really going to impact the room. It is literally just going to be to kind of bring that display area from my Transformers, unify it somewhat. So I want to kind of have a less diverse mix of figures on display at any one time. And again, that's just for me simplifying it and reducing the visual clutter that I have around me to allow me to focus more on the things that I want to do while still having something that I find visually appealing. It all sounds quite pretentious, doesn't it? But the reality of it is, I think it's important that if you do enjoy being in a space, that you build something that's fit for yourself, practical, but you also enjoy. I know some of my friends have got opinions about how I've set things up, how I do things, but at the end of the day, I'm not looking for opinions from people. And that sounds somewhat confrontational, but it's not. This is, for me, I spend the majority of my working life at the moment in this room, and I spend a lot of time in here doing stuff as well. So this and my studio space are important to be functional for me and my workflows, and nobody else can really understand that. But it's each to their own, isn't it? It's completely subjective. But I'm enjoying the tidiness of this space now. I am going to have to change this placemat so that it's grey, which is annoying me on the camera there. But other than that, and perhaps this XLR cable now needs to be a little bit more blackened or grey. But we can sort that out. Absolutely sort that out. I'm going to leave it there for today because I've still got a wodge of stuff to get on with. If I get some of the wall art up this week, I'm going to be excited to show you that. I think it will be polarizing to some people, but I like it. And you know what? That's all that matters to me. See you on the other side. See ya.